Alrighty, quick update on all my Hoyas. I thought I would record them in order of age I got them. So this is my first one. This is the Hoya Australis Lisa, and originally I got it and I was like, oh, I can test out my abilities and confidence with Hoya, and as you can see, it has finally put out 2 leaves after I've given it numerous sulfur treatments, redid the root system and water, and it's putting out a really teeny tiny red leaf, as well as this pear over here. Nothing really to write home about. It's growing. Honestly, it looks a lot like an Argentia princess with all the sulfur treatment on it. So that's certainly one way you can get that. That is Hoya Australis Lisa. Second oldest Hoya. Hoya Compacta Carnosa Compacta. Definitely grown a lot more. I think it was around this length when I originally got it. Still has 2 strands. I'm currently leaning them up against a pillar. Nothing to say. I think it looks really nice, but I would prefer the sulfur treatment to be all removed, which eventually it will be. So that is Hoya Carnosa Compacta. Now, very shortly after, I was like, I can do this. So here is, in partial view, my Hoya Linearis, which has increased quite a bit in length. And I've propagated it a couple times. I think the propagations are doing well, but it's a little hard to tell. Too soon to really say, but that's happening, and it's still alive. At the same time, I got this Hoya Polyneura, nothing special. So this is the first stem it came with. It has terminated, like it's done for, I guess. It's no longer growing, but at some point it's split out and branched into a new one. And so there are 4 sets of leaves, the 4th one's coming in. But yeah, that is the Hoya Polyneura. I have plans to also propagate this eventually, once I figure out how to do so safely, and that'll be it. Alright, the next Hoya is this really big, tall one. Hoya Lobbii Black, I don't know. So it's at 4 sets of leaves now. 2 of them are new to me. The new sets of leaves are all much larger than the original ones. I've heard this is a slow grower. We will find out. But in the meantime, I have some sulfur spray on it just in case, and the leaves come in speckled. That is the Hoya Lobbii Black. Now the next 2 are interesting. So this, falling out of its little vessel is the Hoya Retusa. As you can see, it didn't do well. I think I actually documented this, but it came to me with a lot of questionable root conditions. Looks a lot actually like my Hoya Australis Lisa below the water, and just not doing well. So I finally took it apart and trying to reroot it in water. So far it's going okay. Hasn't put out any new leaves. May have put out like 1 or 2 new roots, and they look alright. So it's not the end of the world. On the flip side, I also got this plant at the same time. This is the Hoya Crassipetiolata, and it's doing great. It's got a new vine over here that's just doing its own thing, branching out. And I've actually split this into 2 plants, and the other plant has a leaf like twice as large as this one. So depending on where it's been, it seems like it's been doing really well. I will say the new leaves come in a little depressed, like there are little pockets in there. So that, I wonder, is dehydration or just bad times when it's growing out. But yeah, I got this plant at the same time, and it's put out like so many leaves, which is very odd in comparison to the Retusa, so you know, what have you. And then, very recently, I went to a small shop, and I picked up this Hoya Polyneura outer variegated, and it's actually finally starting to push out the next spike. I converted the previous propagation medium from sphagnum moss into leca, just because I don't know how to deal with sphagnum moss. Everything seems to die in there for me. Some of the roots are slowly dying off. I will remove those eventually, but it's definitely put out new roots. As the Hoya Polyneura outer variegated. At the same time, I picked up this really, really cheap Hoya Rotundifolia. I've been wanting to get one for a while, but some of the prices online are either very high, oddly enough, like $30, or they're always out of stock when they're lower, which is around the $15 mark. I think I got this for $12. I also repotted this because it was in moss. This is the newest leaf, and it had this when I got it. Has not really hardened off, and shown no signs of growth, so I don't know how long this is going to take. Actually, this guy tucked over here, I think is a totally new leaf. I don't think I've ever seen that leaf before. So, progress. Hoya Rotundifolia, very, very cute. I like the shape of the leaves, and if it ever blooms, I like the blooms. Now this is my last one. This is Hoya Mathilde. I don't think it's the fancy splash version. It's got a couple specs. I personally don't like splash, so it doesn't matter to me. I got this a couple weeks ago. It has shown 0 signs of growth. I'm still acclimating it, and it's still in quarantine. It looks like it needs water. I split up this plant to grow some cuttings because I heard that it's very prolific. And actually, I think this vine has been slowly curling around and I didn't notice. So yeah, that's every single Hoya I own from oldest to most recent. I don't think any of them have fully died on me yet. The Retusa is not doing well. And I've had a couple Linearis propagations eventually dry up and fail. But that is, I guess, a winter season update going into the final months of the year.